Trump has been finally inaugurated as America's 47th president yesterday. However, despite the whole crypto community's anticipation and hopes that he would mention crypto or Bitcoin in his inaugural speech, he failed to mention anything regarding crypto or Bitcoin. So as a result, the crypto market deflated a little bit, which is a little unfortunate because with the launch of Trump's memecoin and Melania memecoin, the market was excited. But it's not all doom and gloom, my friends. So as the dust settles, the main question on everyone's mind, and maybe this is on your mind too, is now what? Now what happens? When in doubt, as I say again and again in my show, we just need to follow the smart money. So in today's show, that's exactly what I'm going to cover. And without further ado, let us jump into it. My name is Jessica, and I'm so happy you're here today to join me as we go through what's going on and what to do next. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, you'll see on my screen Bitcoin is at 102,000. We rallied all the way up to like 108, 109. I think we touched close to 110 yesterday. But, you know, it's hard to know exactly why Donald Trump didn't mention the Bitcoin ETF or anything to do with crypto. But I think it's because at the top of his mind, if I could speak for him, even though I was a little disappointed myself, is that there are key things that are of literal top national security in the US, such as the influx of illegal immigrants. That may be one of the key reasons, and we never know what the drama or the conversations behind the scene were on this inaugural day. I know personally I was praying and holding space, praying fiercely for the protection of the White House, all allies or enemies of the US, just really praying for everyone's protection because they were all under one roof. And while that may seem safe, at the same time, if any sort of terrorist, and not to get all gloom and doomy here, but if any terrorist planning had been going on, it would have been a perfect way to take down like a bunch of powerful people at the same time, right? And breed terror throughout the United States. So I don't want to get too much into this, but I did pray intensely yesterday as this was going on. And you could just sense the tension in the room. I was watching nonverbals closely on everyone's face. And this was a very, very powerful transition of power in the US and for the world. And yeah, so that may be a really good reason as to why he didn't just right off the bat mention Bitcoin and crypto, even though I believe it is one of his top priorities. Also because I didn't mention this in yesterday's show, but his Wealth Liberty crypto project bought coincidentally 47 or 47,000. I'm not sure, guys. Anyway, we'll get into these details in today's show, but he did buy Bitcoin. And of course he knows, being the professional marketer that he is, that had he mentioned Bitcoin would have rallied, and it would be very smart for him to want to buy Bitcoin at the cheapest price possible, especially since he saw the day before and the weekend before that just launching a meme coin, how it pushed up Bitcoin's price. So he probably ended up spending a lot more on these Bitcoin that he bought through his World at Liberty crypto project or fund or whatever it is. So being strategic about it all, that may have also been a reason to allow him and those in his circle maybe to buy more Bitcoin before he actually announces the Bitcoin reserve, because that is of course going to pump the price. So those are all hypothetical reasons I just thought I would share with you. That said, end of business day yesterday, the inaugural day, there were no inflows reported from any of the top institutional funds. Once again, I believe this is highly strategic, inhibiting Bitcoin from going up higher in price so that they can most likely buy Bitcoin behind the scenes, off the record, off public record, right? So anyway, we're not sure. I'm just sharing my theories with you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That said, moving on, you can see here by James Van Straten, he says, just a couple more hours until we can trust Bitcoin price action again. And I agree with this because there is just naturally, of course, there's a lot of manipulation or behind the scenes business happening. Let's put it that way. He said, on Sunday, I tweeted at 104K Bitcoin, don't trust the price until Tuesday. So he called it. I mean, I've been saying it on my channel as well, but anyway, I didn't say it specifically this way, but I did say that leading up to the inauguration and shortly after, we can just expect turbulent prices and price action for Bitcoin for many reasons. And he also says it here, right? He says, because since then, the weekend, he said we had the Melania meme coin, Bitcoin all-time highs, and no mention of crypto in his speech. So there was a dump back down on Bitcoin's price. He says bullish Bitcoin held 100K. So this is a reflection of the true holders holding Bitcoin. So this is the actual true litmus test of how Bitcoin is doing. And he says, so now around 104K again. So I agree with this. I'm going to heart it, repost it. Moving on. If we just look at history a little bit, this is by Elio Trades, also an awesome thought leader in the crypto space. He says Biden's inauguration was a massive sell-off, and he circles this on the screen for you to see. It marked the best entry possible before the 2021 Giga Bull Run. If history repeats, this will be the final chance to buy before Valhalla. So once again, this dip or correction leading up to or on inaugural day is not uncommon, as I've also been saying in my previous videos. And if anything, you should just see it as an opportunity to buy Bitcoin on sale. So you're welcome and lucky you. Next, by Watch Guru, this is the official announcement of Donald Trump being sworn in as the President of the United States and the free world, backed by his incredible VP JD Vance and his wife Usha, who I love very much, and I'm so proud and happy of who the cabinet and those surrounding Donald Trump and helping shape his decisions are. They're very diplomatic people, which is very important when managing a powerful person or trying to support a powerful person, because if you come on too strong, then they just shut you out. Maybe you've seen this in business as well. So a new day for America and the world, really. So it wasn't that Liberty Mutual bought 47 Bitcoin, is that they bought 4.7 million USD of Bitcoin. Symbolic, right, of him being the 47th president. So amazing. So I'm going to retweet that onto my profile if you want to find me. It's also Crypto by Jess on Twitter X. That's what I call it because it's still known as Twitter in all of our minds. Next, this is actually by World Liberty Finance, Donald Trump's company or crypto project. He says, to commemorate the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States, World Liberty Finance is proud to announce the following strategic purchases today. And this, of course, is a message and could be a good signal to everyone on what could be a good idea to buy. If we're supposed to follow what smart money is doing, he's probably one of the top smart money investors in the world, definitely in the US. And this is what he bought, guys. Ethereum, Wrapped BTC, Aave, which is, of course, like a lending platform. Could be cool to, anyway, it's dangerous, so be careful. But it's of all the lending platforms in crypto that allow you to buy more crypto based off of your stable coins, Aave is one of the best ones, or the top ones, to put it that way. Link, which I love, connects the world. TRX and ENA, which I don't know very much about, or maybe, yeah, I'm not holding ENA in any case. So take a screenshot if you're interested. This is not financial advice, but this is what Donald Trump openly bought, which is a signal as to what he's going to pump therefore, right? Moving on, by Eric Connor, this is what he says. He says, Donald Trump is starting to stake his ETH. Let me say it again. The president of the US is staking ETH. So this is the beginning of what I was saying a moment ago. By now staking his ETH, which is obviously being advised to do because he's just not like native crypto or OG crypto guy, but his sons, I think, are or have been in crypto for some, no, they're not, but his following, right? He's working with like Michael Saylor and some of the top crypto people. So for him to stake his ETH is a signal and a sign of what else he's going to do to secure the cryptos that I'm showing you on the screen here that he bought or his company bought. Surprised Sui was not in there, but that's okay. Next, Donald Trump, this is by Kyle Becker. He reveals his actions during, like what his first actions and priorities will be during his inaugural address, which is, as I was saying in the beginning of this video, it's his primary, which even should be his top priority right now as the president of the United States, should be to secure the country. That is what that's what a good parent would do, right? Is they wouldn't go invest first. They would make sure that their house is safe. So this is a very natural decision of Donald Trump's, I believe. And so this is what he said he would be focusing on first. National emergency at the southern border. So he's going to be shutting it down. The deportation of millions of criminal aliens. Restoration of remain in Mexico. Catch and release ended. The military troops to secure the border. Drug cartels designated terrorist groups. War against foreign gangs. Action taken to solve inflation crisis. He's going to be drilling because America holds the largest oil reserves of the world. So he declared war on foreign gangs. Action taken to solve, export oil and gas, and Green New Deal, which is controversial, so this may be upsetting for you to hear, but you have to get into the fine print. The Green New Deal is not what it used to be. It's always in the fine print. You have to go look. Anyway, you can read on and on here on my screen. The list is quite long, but restoring free speech, tariffs as a way to shield Americans from higher taxes. He's overhauling the trade system, returning U.S. manufacturing to the U.S. He's revoking the electric vehicle mandate. He's going to stop the weaponization of the Justice Department. We know he's going to be releasing Ross Ulbricht, which is beautiful, and I'm so happy for him and his fiance. He's bringing law and order back to cities, ending race and gender ideology in public schools. This is great. They were preaching all sorts of hard and intense ideology to little kids that are innocent and not mature enough to make their own decisions. So that was just wrong for many reasons. He declared 2 genders, male and female, although of course there are hermaphrodites, natural ones. So anyway, I'm sure that's being accounted for. He's reinstating military members who left over COVID vaccine mandates with full back pay. He's ending the woke ideology in military's mission to defeat American enemies, rescue hostages in the Middle East. Several of them were released yesterday, which just really touched my heart. Like, that's just so sad what they went through, and I'm so happy they were released. He declared he'd be bringing peace to the world, of course, by refusing to get into wars. Changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America because it is in the Gulf of America. He's taking the Panama Canal back, so I hope that happens in the most peaceful way possible. He's pursuing the Manifest Destiny into the stars, supporting Mission to Mars, and Maha, ending chronic disease, who we met actually, the top podcast host and leader behind Maha that works closely with RFK. We met them over the holidays, him and his wife. So moving on, guys. Yesterday was truly a historically monumental day, and I couldn't be more excited for all of us. But as I said in the beginning of my video, there was no mention of the Bitcoin reserve as a top priority, which of course, is disappointing because that is how he won the vote of the crypto community. But I'm not in despair because he's a financially incentivized human being who wants to buy as much Bitcoin as possible and knows that if he doesn't, the world's going to buy it all up, including Saudi and some of the richest nations in the world. So he is incentivized to do it. I'm sure he's just working out details in the background. So I think we just need to hang tight, guys. So Ross will be freed too, as Elon Musk is posting here. And I couldn't be happier. Like, this human deserves it, and he served long enough. That said, because there was no mention of Bitcoin or Bitcoin reserve or crypto in general during his inaugural speech, crypto liquidations surged to 1.28 billion as Trump's inaugural speech makes no mention of Bitcoin. But once again, guys, I wouldn't despair over that. And then buy Coinbase assets. Apparently, Coinbase will add support for the official Trump on Solana network. So if you're holding Trump's meme coin, they're now going to be basically listing Trump's meme coin, and you can do this directly on Coinbase. Of course, this may actually end up being an onboarding of new people into crypto, like an effective strategy, because their app is very easy to use. So this is good. And then, as you can see here by Alex Mason on Twitter X, I guess Coinbase is secretly buying Politify meme coins, and it happened with Trump, and soon after it pumped times 400, like 400 times. So these are the lists of the tokens that will pump next. So Melania, of course, Trump, and then there's one more. So go follow this Alex Mason guy, or just go follow Coinbase on Twitter X, and they'll be announcing who they're listing next. And you can also just go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and then just go see which meme coins, Politify or political meme coins, have the most trading volume. That's usually an indicator of what's going to be listed next. So where do we go from here, as we can see by Minty? So basically, Solana will eat Ethereum, is what they say. The network effect of this is so real. Everyone will be launching their own tokens on Solana. That's one. Trump and Melania trade is a green flag for people to go wild. Companies may be launching tokens to fast track access to capital. ICOs are going to be making a comeback. Celebrities and influencers, we can imagine, are going to be launching their own tokens. This is going to be a game of hot potatoes as everyone completely competes for liquidity, right? It's going to be like musical chairs of everyone moving their money into each other's tokens. So it's good to know, good to be aware, but only participate if you're able to keep up and take money out fast before you get dumped on. So I'm not recommending it, but that's what's going to be happening. And if you're fast and you're experienced, then go for it. But don't do it with any money that you need for bills or for food or for your family. Number 4, AI isn't done. This is an actual breakthrough for crypto. I believe it hard to believe that the narrative is over like that. It's not, guys. There's like seasons within a year, right? Like this is a season. This is the inaugural season, meme coin season. It's just normal, guys. Just don't despair. Point number 5, they say the next 4 years are going to feel like the Wild West again with deregulation. The 4 years of that may be a shift back to overregulation. Once the pendulum swings too far one way, it aggressively corrects. So we can expect that to happen. Remember, Bitcoin remains king. If the strategic reserve goes through, countries and world leaders will scramble to buy Bitcoin. While Bitcoin is a risk on asset, it will eventually become a store of value. Remember that. TradFi will try to compete on stablecoins. Banks are probably looking at Tether right now, or ETH, and possibly Solana, so they can see how they can get a piece of the pie. And it will become harder to make it over the next year. There will be a ton of grift and rugs in small caps, so be careful, guys. I can't stress that enough. Be careful. And number 9, a few people will make a lot of money, and some people will make some money, and a lot of people will lose money. It's just the name of the game, you know. That's why if you cannot afford to lose or gamble money, just buy into the safe ones like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. Sui, although it is new, but it has demonstrated it's like doing very well and is going to continue to do very well. Moving on, as we can see here by Smiley Capital, they basically point out that the perpetual fascination and the need for over-indexing sentiment-based cycle tops call on specific events like Trump or Melania memetics for a lot of participants is mind-boggling to me, he says, right? So he says, a market where Bitcoin hasn't even distributed or topped yet, ETH hasn't even broken all-time highs, Solana is barely above all-time highs, and 98% of alts are trading below previous cycle highs or 2023, 2024 early bull highs. Google searches and social metrics are not even close to that of 2017 and 2021 highs. On-chain metrics indicating more growth with ease. Derivatives data is as cooled off as it gets, not even close to Q1 of 2024 levels, let alone 2021. Macro is fine. No, really, it is. And I couldn't agree more. So anyone that is doubtful right now is basically experiencing PTSD from when they lost a lot of money. So don't be scared or bought into any fear. Take a screenshot of these bullet points I read a moment ago and just know that we have not seen the top, and we are very much so going into a golden bull run, as I went into more detail yesterday. And then he closes it by saying these events are kickstarting the motor for altcoins, not finishing the race. The same individuals calling for anything else are the exact same pessimists that were sidelined in 2023, late in 2024, and will likely turn fully bullish at the top to make up for their dog shit takes, excuse my language, PTSD, illogical and irrational market opinion. I agree with like 99 or probably all of that. And as you can see as to why we're bullish on Bitcoin, Solana's TVL, or total value locked, surpassed 10 billion for the first time since FTX's collapse. So it seems like we're literally just getting started, guys. And Solana's stablecoin market cap goes parabolic, hitting 9 billion and flipping Binance chain for the first time, up 53% in the last 7 days. And USDT and USDC on Solana have grown 90% in the last 30 days, driving explosive growth, guys. And these are the meme coins, and this is how you can make fast money but very risky money that you then should grab and reinvest into Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum. Okay, that's how smart money thinks. And you can see the list on my screen: Bonk, Fwog, UFD, USA, Chill Guy, Popcat, STNK, etc., etc., etc. cold. But to wrap things up, we know that every X account already has a wallet on Base and Simulcrum, and soon we're adding Ethereum, Bitcoin, Doge, and more, bringing omni-chain convenience to X. So this is a new project, guys, that has been gaining a lot of attention and momentum. It's called Simulcrum AI. Check them out. I'm not saying I endorse them, nor have I bought any, but sharing what is alleged top alpha or moving in the market right now, guys. But all right, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed and gained value, and I will be back here tomorrow, guys. It's not over, don't despair. It's just the way the market moves. And trust me, the money-making days or the parabolic phase of the bull run is literally starting, and this is just what it looks like when it starts. All right, ciao, catch you guys tomorrow.